here, and later this afternoon we may find scattered thunderstorms in central and southern Georgia and even over the Carolinas, with a better chance for severe weather over the central Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi River Valley. Maybe some late day widely scattered thunderstorms over northern Wyoming and windy conditions in southern Nevada.
Regional Michelin drivers reports call the Weather Channel Connection.
Good Sunday morning, 8 minutes after the hour as we check the Boat and Beach report for you, starting with the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Now, coastal winds, no big problems from Maine to Massachusetts all the way to Virginia and to North Carolina, but very choppy here. We have storms moving through the central Great Lakes this morning. Lake Michigan, special marine warnings have been issued for Sheboygan as these heavy rains and thunderstorms move through the region, so be on the lookout if you're planning on going to Lake Michigan early this morning with thunderstorms in the vicinity. So limited and moderate sunshine for most of this area, but abundant sunshine over the Northeast. Another great day is shaping up for New York and Boston and Philadelphia and Atlantic City. Very nice. Water temperatures are in the 60s along the coast of Maine and Massachusetts, but really warms up as you head south in the southern Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. The interior regions more 90s and 100s, so you might want to head to the coast where the water temperatures are in the 80s. Small craft, be advised for the northern and central coast of California and Oregon with choppy winds here.
Do all luxury cars deaden your sense of hearing?
Days. Watch the 5-Day Business Planner coming up soon on the Weather Channel. Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel.
Time now to check on the radars across the country. First, we'll start with the Weather Channel's thunderstorm outlook, and this is what we expect. Better chance for severe weather, perhaps over the central Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi River Valley, and maybe later this afternoon. Strong storms will develop along the southern and middle Atlantic and perhaps over central Wyoming. Already this morning, this regional radar shows the moisture building. Strong storms pushing through east Iowa right along the Mississippi River here, and then extending into Wisconsin. We also have the shield of rain from Minot, North Dakota, even around Grand Forks and northern Minnesota. This tends to be moving off to the north, but this tends to be moving off to the northwest. All of this is pushing up to the northeast, and some of the individual thunderstorm cells are moving very quickly at some 40 miles an hour. A little bit closer here shows improving conditions for Waterloo and Cedar Rapids and Ottumwa, Iowa, with a heavier rain crossing over the Mississippi River into Moline, Illinois. Even around Rockford and Marseilles, looks like some stronger storms just getting ready to push through Chicago's O'Hare Airport and southern Wisconsin. Be on the lookout.
We're 92 degrees outside.
Morning, 30 minutes after the hour. It's time to check on the current weather scene across the country. We'll start with the satellite picture. Get an idea of where the clouds are, because where they are present, there's a better chance for the inclement weather. You don't see any clouds and you can't find any precipitation. But this morning we are breaking out with the blow-up of clouds here over the upper Mississippi Valley. And this area, I'll tell you, we've been talking about inundating rains here for the last couple of weeks with all the flooding problems over the Mississippi River Valley, and unfortunately this morning we have heavy rain moving right across the upper Mississippi River from Iowa into Illinois. We have more rain back into North Dakota because the area of low pressure itself is basically pulling off to the northeast. The rest of the country looks fine, from California to Arizona, New Mexico and Texas. The Pacific Northwest, we have still some low clouds here as little disturbance is back in the western parts of Montana. Temperatures over the northern Rockies yesterday for afternoon highs were some 15 to 20 degrees below normal. We've had below normal temperatures for the Pacific Northwest pretty much all this summer, kind of the summer that we haven't had yet. as yesterday highs were only in the 70s and 60s. And in some cases, we didn't get out of the 50s in Montana. But all action this morning is beneath these bright white clouds over the upper Mississippi River Valley. Again, with some strong storms, they've just crossed over eastern Iowa into northern Illinois, good part of Wisconsin. Special marine warnings have been issued this morning for Lake Michigan, so please be on the lookout here. You might want to hold off if you're planning on going to the central Great Lakes. Rain extending back into North Dakota. Some moderate levels of rain, too. This is basically pushing off to the northwest as it wraps around the area of low pressure in a counterclockwise fashion. From Bemidji, Minnesota, which is BJI, to Thief River Falls, even around Grand Forks, some moderate rain. Jamestown and Bismarck all reporting light rain, and this is basically again pushing off to the northwest. A little farther eastern extent shows rain across the northern parts of Wisconsin. Around Wausau, we have rain this morning. In Ironwood, Michigan, the extreme northwestern parts of the Upper Peninsula. But then we pick up some heavier storms and heavier rain moving across the Mississippi River right here. That's some locally heavy rain as these storms push through Ottumwa, Iowa, and Burlington here. Still a little thunderstorm cell left over. Heavy rain just pushed through Moline, Illinois, and Rockford. It looks like a batch of storms heading for Chicago's O'Hare Airport, ORD, right here. So it's a thundery morning over the northern parts of Illinois and south central Wisconsin this morning. So you'll definitely need the umbrellas if you're heading out early this morning. You're going to church services, and you'll need the umbrellas as the warmer air overrides the cooler air and the strong storms are breaking out. High pressure, though, is really setting the standards over the northeast. It was a great day yesterday. It's going to be another nice one as New York City will find highs in the middle 80s. The same for Philadelphia and Atlantic City. Maybe a little cooler with easterly winds, and you'll get the influence of the water temperature around Boston. But all in all, it's going to be a very nice day with mostly sunny conditions. To the south of this front, though, heat was extensive, widespread from the Red River of Texas and Oklahoma all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. Record high there, 100 degrees. They tied it anyway. Huntsville, Alabama with 99. So it was hot indeed. What do you do in all this heat? You slow down. You reduce your level of outdoor activities. Wear lightweight and light-colored clothing that should reflect the heat more so than absorbing it, and drink plenty of liquids, preferably non-alcoholic beverages. You might want to go to the beach too if you live along the coastal shores, but if you don't, aerial lakes, that's pretty nice. That's where the Weather Channel had their annual picnic yesterday in Lake Allatoona, just north of Atlanta, about 20 miles or so. Getting out in the lakes and certainly cooling off this 100-degree heat. So then that's what you need to do too. Whatever you can to withstand the heat, because it's going to be hot again today across the south. 101 we had in Dallas, and you're still in the danger zone in this region from central Georgia all the way to the Red River. Here's the forecast as we take you through the next 24 hours. Now, the area of low pressure will continue to move north in the southern provinces of Canada, but still it's going to be cloudy, and thunderstorms will be rumbling over the upper Mississippi Valley and the Great Lakes. Then we'll watch another area of low pressure developing on the tail end of the front. We saw the spiraling here on the satellite picture, so the clouds and the rain and the below normal temperatures will continue over the next 24 hours in the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. But again, locally heavier amounts of rain over the upper Mississippi River Valley. Afternoon highs today, 90s and 100s here. 60s over the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. That's where we'll find the coolest air, and certainly overnight temperatures really cool in the 30s and 40s. The heat builds as we work our way into the middle of the week. Notice Tuesday and Wednesday, 90s will surge all the way to central Maine. 70s over the northern plains. It will even begin to warm up over the northern Rockies with 90s right along the Front Range on Thursday. Here are scattered showers and storms along that front. Pushes east Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, just pocket areas of isolated storms.